Today we have young international storytellers. It's a special day. Well, it's a special time of year. For many of us, we're celebrating winter festivals. Here, for example, in the UK, many people are celebrating Christmas. We had Christmas Day a couple of days ago. And I know that Babasi in Washington is celebrating. Well, tell us about it, Babasi.
First, you have to say Washington, D.C., because we also have a state. Right. We also have a state called Washington.
Yeah, you're absolutely.
And believe it or not, every state in the United States of America has at least one city named Washington. So wow. I'm Washington, D.C., and I'm celebrating Kwanzaa, which is an African-American celebration based on African traditions. It's 7 days long. Today's Ujima, the third day, which means collective work and responsibility. Like we work collectively here to make this work. So can I give the greeting once?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody, I'm going to say Habari Gani, and that means what's the good news? When I say Habari Gani, unmute and say Ujima. All right, here we go. Habari Gani.
Ujima.
All right, very well done. And Ujima means collective work and responsibility. It's teamwork. All right, teamwork. I'm going to mute now. Yes.
So we're here
celebrating. Teamwork makes the dream work.
We're here celebrating teamwork. And we got, well, I can see, I think we might have two young storytellers in the room already. We've got Umaiza in Varanasi in India. And I think we've also got Elsa. Hi, Elsa, are you going to tell a story today?
Yes, if that's okay.
And are you in Edinburgh or are you up north?
Yeah, no, I'm back in Aberdeenshire for the Christmas holidays.
In Aberdeenshire. So Elsa's in the north of Scotland.
Yeah,
Aberdeenshire.
Cold.
And I'm gonna give Umaiza the choice because it's her first time here. Umaiza's 5 years old, all the way from Varanasi, but she knows Abhilasha, so she's a good friend of this World Storytelling Cafe. So Umaiza, would you like to tell your story first or second? What do you want? First or second? Second. Okay, well, in that case, Umaiza, I'm going to ask Elsa, who's just arrived, if she will be our first storyteller today.
Yes, of course.
That's wonderful. So let's hand over to Elsa Dixon up in Aberdeenshire, all the way up in the north of Scotland, for a story to take us on this bridge between Christmas and the New Year.
Okay, so this is the bit where I say that I thought today was Monday because I'm not at university anymore, so timetables don't exist. So, and I realized it was Tuesday about 10 minutes ago. So just gonna have a wee think of any story, which currently is in my brain. Okay. This is an old story. An old story, and this story begins, maybe not that one actually. Let's go with another old story. Okay, this is an even older story. And this story begins in the west coast of Scotland, with high ice-capped mountains, rough seas and green fields, and in that time there lived 5 daughters. 5 daughters that lived together with their father, and they loved spending time together. They loved running across the mountains, they loved hiding in the fields, they loved playing in the woods, they loved swimming in the sea. They loved doing everything together. And they were perfectly happy for the longest time until one day, one wintry day, a day a little bit like this where I'm from. I'm looking out of my window now and I can see it's starting to rain and there's big clouds and the sun set about an hour ago and it's dark it was an evening just like this, when they came and knocked at the door. And standing outside of the door were two young men, and they said they were princes. They looked like princes. They had swords and they had big moustaches, so possibly they were, but they might just have been men in fancy coats. The girls couldn't quite tell. But the oldest two sisters, something strange happened. They sidled up to the men and they brought them close to the fire and they started talking to them. And they started laughing in a way that the younger sisters had never heard them laugh before, and the days passed and the young men didn't leave. And they stayed and they stayed and they stayed until one day, one spring day, wedding bells rang out. And the two oldest sisters married those two princes and sailed away across the waves, leaving their younger siblings behind. And now, I've not been to many weddings in my life, maybe about 4. And in Scotland, they are big affairs. We have things called ceilidhs, where there's lots of music and dancing, and it can get a bit loud. But once the ceilidh was over, once that big wedding ceilidh was over and the princes and the sisters had sailed away across the sea to a land called Ireland, the joy left the hearts of the younger siblings. Because they loved where they lived. They loved the mountains and they loved the rivers and they loved the sea. And one of them said, "What if we ever have to leave? I don't want to leave. I want to stay in the hills and by the beaches and by the fields forever and ever and ever." And her younger sisters agreed with her. They didn't want to imagine a day when they'd have to cross an ocean or climb over a mountain to a different village. They wanted to stay together for the rest of their lives, and there was someone they thought might be able to help. In a village, in a little cottage outside of the village by the lake, there lived an old, old woman. And they went and they knocked on her door and they told her what they wanted. They said they wanted to stay young in the fields forever. They never wanted to leave. And they just wanted to be together for the rest of their lives. And the old woman said, "Yes, I can do that. But are you sure that's what you really, really want?" Yes, they said, "That's what we really, really want. That is what we all really want." "Okay," said the old woman. "Right. Stand outside. Look into the setting sun. Stand and let the waters of the lake wash over your feet. And close your eyes." And they did so. They felt the heat of the sun on their cheeks, and they heard the old woman mumbling some words, and suddenly they didn't feel like they were in their bodies anymore. They drifted apart into tiny specks of dust that shone and sparkled in the sunlight. And they hovered up above the mountains and the hills, and the old woman clapped her hands. And suddenly, against the setting sun, there stood new mountains, rising high in the skyline. And they stand there still, those sisters. And they have remained young, and they have remained together with the sea and the tide and the fields. And maybe if you go there today to the west coast of Scotland, and if you find those mountains, and if you listen close enough, you might still be able to hear them laughing. And that is my story.
Ulsha, thank you so much. That's so
Wow, lovely.
enchanting, beautiful. Did you enjoy that story, Umayza?
Oh,
And
yes, I like
Rajashri?
so.
Hello, Rajashri. How are you? Welcome.
Hey.
Welcome.
I'm fine, sir. Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Elsha, that was absolutely beautiful. I love the stories of how a particular feature of the landscape came to be, and Scotland is full of these magical stories of two sister mountains. I wonder if they're snow-capped yet, or maybe they will be soon.
Definitely snow-capped.
Definitely snow-capped. Wonderful. And some of you might be wondering what I'm doing. David Heathfield hosting this meeting. Just, hi Shania. Wait a moment. I'm just going to say hello to you in a moment. And John Rowe is usually here to host the World Storytelling Cafe. He's had a little emergency. He's having to rescue a young dog, but maybe he'll be along soon. But Shania, is your name Shania?
Yes, my name is Shania.
And Shania, are you in India?
Yes, I'm in India. I'm the world's young storyteller.
You're a young storyteller. And Shania, where are you in India?
West Bengal, Kolkata.
Kolkata in West Bengal. And Shania, am I right? Are you a storytelling champion?
So, yes, sir.
Wow, I heard this from Mr. John Rowe that you have won. You're one of the winners of the one of the World Global Storytelling Championships. Is that right?
Yes, I also write stories. My
Fantastic.
stories have been published.
Well, Shania, we're going to come to you very soon. But first of all, we're going to have a story from Umayza, who's also in India. Umayza is 5 years old. And Umayza, you're in Varanasi in India. So let's welcome Umayza. And then after Umayza, we'll have a story from Shania. Okay, so hi, Umayza. Please, Umayza, will you tell us a story?
Start.
Good evening and Jahan everyone. Good evening and Jahan. My name is Mrs. Ducks. I'm 5 years old. I'm in Varanasi, India. Today I'm going to narrate a story of 3 pots. Once there lived a pot maker named Murari. Once there lived a pot maker named Murari in a village called Mahadevpur. He would make pots, sell them into the market, and with the earnings, he would raise his family. He had 3 pots in his home. One day the 3 were talking to each other like this. Friends, we have been friends since a very long time. I wish my whole heart to live together like this forever. I wish to say, my dear friend, but I don't wish to be here. How long will we be staying in this poor family like this? I wish someone to take me from here. Why the 3 were talking to each other, and rich man arrived to the pot maker and said, I want a nice good pot. See, sir, I don't have good pot or bad pot. All the pots are good. Whichever way you want, you can take it, sir. Please, don't mind. I don't want a new pot, but I want old one. But sir, I have all the new pots except the 3 pots which I am already using. Whatever it is, I want an old pot. The man was firm what he wants. Murari had no choice but to show him the 3 pots. Amongst the 3, the rich man chose the 3rd pot. The 3rd pot feels happy and says to the other 2, look, my wish is fulfilled. I am going with the rich man now. Seeing this, the other 2 are also happy for the 3rd pot. The Spot feels very happy to be there. Days go by. One day, when the owner was filling the water in the pot gets broken from the top. Oh no! I bought this old pot thinking it will be stronger when compared to the new one. Now look at this. It's broken. Now it is of no use to me. I should throw it. The man keeps the pot away from home. The man keeps the pot away from home. The pot feels so sad and says to himself, "Oh no, what should I do now? He left me abandoned. I was happy with my friends. Now I have no one to be called as mine." The pot sadly cried. Then the old man passes by. An old man passes by and sees the pot. He lifts the pot and takes it home. While the man was walking to his home, pot thinks, "Let's fly." Where he might be taken to a broken pot like me. The old man keeps it home, fills water in it regularly, and drinks every day. The pot asks the old man, "Sir, I am broken and I don't look good. Why did you bring me home? You could have a new one for yourself." "Oh, I can't afford to buy a new pot. If you are broken, you are satisfying my touch. That's more important. Moreover, once appearance matters nothing as long as they are beneficial to others. Remember it, okay? Once appearance matters nothing." "You're absolutely right, sir. I was wrong. I always thought staying with the rich man will increase my value. But the truth is, it doesn't matter where we are, as long as they are beneficial to others. The pot gets its success instead. It starts living happily. In few days, the old man brings the other two pots home. The pot tree felt happy to see them. "Friends, how come you both are here? We got scratches on our owner kept us away from home. This kind old man brought us here." Since then, the old man brings two plants and put them in both the pots and waters them every day. "Friend, you wanted to go with the rich man to be happy. Finally, the poor old man make you realize you're still beneficial, but the rest of the people thought you are useless. Not only you, but also to us. Now I understood. Look, I'm not important. What we do for others is, be it rich or poor. Since then, the three friends lived happily with the old man. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Umaisa. Thank you. What wonderful storytelling. That was so beautiful. Thank you very, very much. You're a wonderful storyteller. It was
Thank you, sir.
amazing. Amazing storytelling. Thank you very, very much. And in the end,
Thank you, sir.
we're very happy together. Even the broken pot. They all lived as friends and they were all very useful. Thank you. Umaisa, can I ask you, who is with you today? Who
My
is here
father.
with you? Your parents?
Yeah, yeah, she's my
Hello.
daughter. I'm father, yeah, and she's,
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Are you
Hello.
Umaisa's mother and father?
Yes.
yeah.
You must be very proud of your daughter.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
Yes,
we
sir.
do. Yeah,
And
and we are thankful to this platform actually. Yeah, for the opportunity, and she has faced it for the first time, and it's also late evening, and she's little
Very
sleepy at
late.
this point of time. Yeah.
well, Umaisa, thank you for staying up past your bedtime to share a story with us. Thank you very, very much indeed. Well done. And if you can stay with us a little bit longer, Umaisa, you can hear another story from another girl in India, but this time not in Varanasi, but all the way over in Kolkata, because we're going now over to Shania. Hello, Shania.
Hello, everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm your
Shania,
friend.
Shania,
That's
I know you're in Kolkata. Can I ask, how old are you?
I'm 7 years old.
You're 7 years old. And Shania
Actually, just turned 7.
just gone, okay. And Shania, can I ask you, what is the competition that you won? What's the name of the competition? Can you remember?
I'm the world's youngest storyteller to narrate in stories on the international platform.
So you're the world champion young storyteller of your age.
My name has entered Asia Book of Records, India Book of Records, and America Book of Records for being the world's youngest storyteller. My motto is to spread reading culture in children through my storytelling skills.
Fantastic. Okay, well, we're honored, Shania, that you're with us. And Shania, please, will you tell us a story?
And I'm also a published author, so yes, I would love to tell you a story. And
Are you going to
actually,
tell us a story that you've written yourself and published?
Yes.
Fantastic.
It
Please
has
tell
been
us.
published in the Singapore magazine,
Wonderful.
Baudelaire Journal.
Please begin.
Yes, I'm going to be narrating 2 stories. Hello, everyone. Namaste. I'm your friend Shanaz Singh from India, and I'm 7 years old, and I'm the world's youngest storyteller. Today, I'm going to narrate 2 stories. One story which is written by me. So let's begin. The Squirrel Family Tree, written by me. On a fine Monday morning, while I was playing in my garden, the weather was so good. I could hear the wind blowing the branches of the trees. I could hear birds chirping around me. Cheep, 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 cheep. Coo, coo, coo. Suddenly, I heard a sound of husky barking. Woo, woo, woo. I'm hearing the sound of husky barking. I saw one squirrel and sat on the branch of a tree. Then I heard a similar sound of husky barking. Woo, 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 woo. Then another squirrel sat on the branch of a tree. Then a cute little tiny baby squirrel came and sat on the branch of a tree next to her father. I also named her father Kali. And then they all shouted together, Kiki, 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 Kiki. Then they all swung up in the air. How loving and caring it was. The moral of the story is nature is God's gift. We should protect and preserve it. Now I'm going to narrate another story. The True Friend. Once on a
I just want to
tree.
say, Shania, that was a lovely story. And you made that story up and you wrote that story and you published that story and now you performed it for
Yes,
us.
sir.
And I love the way you were using all of the sound effects and the pictures
Thank you,
and the
sir.
props in your story. Thank you very much.
Lovely
I would
sound.
like to narrate another song.
Yes, please do narrate another story, Shania. Please go ahead.
The True Friend. Once on a tree, there lived two pairs of parrots. Chee-cheem, chee-cheem, chee-cheem. On that tree, there also lived an old snake. But the snake was too weak to go out to look for some food to eat. So the parrots would leave some food near the hole. Chip, 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 chip. One day, an eagle was hovering over the parrots. Chee, chee, chee. Suddenly, a hunter came, aimed his arrow at one of the parrots. His snake saw his friends were in danger, so he bent and bit the hunter's foot. The hunter screamed, "Ah!" The hunter's aim got ruined, and instead the arrow shot the eagle. The eagle screamed, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" The snake wanted to show that he is a true friend. Moral: a true friend is a very valuable asset. Thank you.
Thank you, Shania. Thank you very much indeed. That was wonderful. Again, very, very beautiful and
Thank you so
expressive
much, sir.
storytelling. All I can say is, wow. Wow, Shania. Thank you very, very much. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you, sir.
And Shania, before, I know that you have stayed up late to tell us a story, and I know that Umaisa has stayed up late to listen to you as well. Shania, can I just ask you, please, could you say to Umaisa, what did you like about her story?
That Maisha was very confident.
Absolutely. And Umaisa, what did you think of
I would like
Shania's
to give her
Oh,
storytelling?
2 tips about storytelling. May I?
Umaisa, what did you think of Shania's storytelling? What would you like to say to Shania?
It was very good.
Absolutely.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Well, thank you both of you for staying up. And I'd like to introduce
I
you
would
both,
like
if
to
you
give
don't
us some
know already,
tips.
to Mr. John Rowe, who is now with us. Have you met them before, John? These are
Well, I met
Umaisa and Shania.
Shania at the World Storytelling competition, worldwide storytelling competition from Ace Innovation, and which she was a winner of, and she's a champion 1,000,000 times round. And so it's a shame we haven't got any of. I expect everyone's on holiday at the moment. We got Elsa, has Elsa told yet?
Yeah, we've had all stories, all three have told stories. And I want to ask Umaisa, because Umaisa heard Elsa's story as well. So Umaisa, is there anything you would like to say to Elsa in Scotland? Umaisa, Elsa told the first story about the two sister mountains. Would you like to say something to Elsa? Elsa's a bit older than you.
She was great.
Absolutely great. Wonderful. And Elsa, what would you like to say to our two young stars from India?
Hi guys, you are both amazing and you're so young, it terrifies me. I realized I started storytelling when I was 14. I'm turning 19 in 3 weeks. And so I've been telling stories for most of your life, Umaisa, which gave me a bit of a moment. And you are so good already. And so keep going. And Shania, you are so energetic and confident that it honestly scares me. And I'm gonna go try and find the other stuff you've done and see if I can watch the competition if it's still up on YouTube. And then I'm looking forward to hearing you tell more.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
Elsa,
you.
Elsa, are you also a competition winner, Elsa?
I don't think so.
Well, you should be.
I didn't realize there were storytelling competitions. One of my best friends is Fionn Phillips, who is the young storyteller of Wales. And then, like, they have multiple young storytellers in Wales, and in Scotland, it's literally just me chilling by myself. And then occasionally some older storytellers are like, Ailsa, can you teach us how to use Facebook? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, the next youngest person to me is, I think Shauna's 32.
You're a pioneer, Elsa. You're a pioneer.
Well, I think
I'm going to hand over to John to continue the hosting, but I think we've had the stories, unless unless people want to tell another.
I was so pleased to catch Shania's last story. That was fantastic, and I'm sorry there's not more young people on this week, but there will be. There. So Shania, you're going to come to us, and both of you, are you going to come and visit us again? It's on every Tuesday at 4:30. So. At this time.
Sure, definitely, sir. It will be an honor.
Thank you. Maze, are you coming back? Yeah, well,
Yes.
I'm sure she is. Yes, thank you. And
John, I did give a little bit of a clue away. I said that you were rescuing a young dog. Is there a little story you can tell us about what happened?
Dogs. Prince. They're very young. They don't take a blind bit of notice of me. Where are you? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where have you gone, you little one? Hey, come here. Come here. Prince, come here. Come here. Come here.
John phoned me a bit earlier to say that he had to take his new puppy dog to the vet, so I think we're about to meet John's puppy.
Fee, can you do me a favor? Fee, could you come up a second? No.
Are there any more pets in the room? Anyone got a pet with them that you want to show to the screen while John's looking for his puppies? Oh my goodness, Mike, you shouldn't keep tigers.
They're hiding from me. Because I dropped them. Okay, so
I have a pet
one of the puppies is coming. This is the ouch. This is the one that didn't go to the vet.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, that's a Dalmatian.
They're Dalmatians, and this is the other one who did go to the vet. This is the one I dropped earlier, very awkwardly.
I love them.
You love them, right? So this is right. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know.
Prince is working the computer.
Are these magical Christmas gifts, John?
Yeah. Well, they didn't. We're going to put it down. Do you want to open the page to Zoom us? We'll allow.
You're gonna open that twice then. Don't press that.
Okay, don't press that.
Don't press that. Just stop pressing things.
Hi,
Elsa,
John, we're still with you.
I'm going to start calling you ma'am. One, I think it was Shania, I mispronounced her name. She referred to you as ma'am. She said, thank you, ma'am.
Please don't. Please don't.
I won't. I just thought it was, you get it. You understand.
Okay, fantastic. Well, those are the dogs that are causing total chaos in the house at the moment.
Are they new arrivals, John? Did they come with Christmas?
Well, they came a few weeks earlier, but they were supposed to come with Christmas, and then they arrived 2 weeks earlier. So we're waiting, like human beings, we're waiting for the second vaccination so I can take them out and meet other dogs and so forth. Well, I'm so glad you came, Shania and Umeza. It's a real pleasure, and it was great to see you all on the competition. And
John, can I just ask one question? Shania, are you with Purna Bhattacharya? Are you together?
Who's that?
Okay.
No. Umaiza is with me.
Umaiza is with you.
Umaiza is my
I
student.
remember you brought.
Yeah, she's my student.
You brought Umaiza a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
Wonderful. We've also just met Umaiza's mum and dad as well as
Yes.
Purna. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. So there will be more people on as the weeks progress. I think everyone's getting over. I don't know what they're getting over, but there's in India you celebrate everything, which I entirely approve of.
Well, listen. I've got a message that Umaiza's got to go to bed. So we'll say good night, Umaiza.
Good night, Umaiza. You've been
Good night.
amazing.
Thank you for your story. You were amazing.
See you next time.
Thank you so much, sir.
Well,
Thank you, Purna.
well,
Good night, Sleepy.
well,
I'm still recovering from a weekend of eating and telling stories.
yeah.
I
So-
ate so much over the weekend, I did not have to eat yesterday.
So what is happening is next Tuesday and every other Tuesday coming up, we are doing this. We are doing the Young Worldwide Storytellers. I moved it to 4:30, so it was half hour earlier for India and Gaza. Now, for those that are here, and you will just come in as a special guest because you'll be a few weeks not out of time there, Elsa. But during the Storytelling Festival in Marrakesh, we will still do the Young Tellers, and you will be part of the Marrakesh International Storytelling Festival. So whenever that is, if Saturday is the 12th, 13th, 14th, the 15th of, I think, no, what is it? I haven't got a diary in front of me. 15th of February, or the Tuesday near the 15th of February is, Babasi's looking at me like I've got it all wrong. If the 12th is a Saturday, the 13th is a Sunday, the 14th is a Monday, the 15th is a Tuesday. So,
John, if you look at my face, you'll always misread it. I don't, I wasn't giving you a look. I really wasn't. My
Right.
face and what I'm thinking and feeling don't always match.
yeah. So the 15th of February at this time, we will be in Morocco, and hopefully we'll have some Moroccan young tellers from Morocco live in the World Storytelling Actual Cafe in Marrakesh. And Shania, I hope you're there for that one. Well, you'll be coming to us every week, I hope. And but we'd love you to be part of the first.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah. So for now, all there is for the adults amongst us.
John, I know we've slightly broken with tradition because the adults haven't had a chance to say anything yet to the young storytellers you've told.
Okay, I'm going to start, and as usual, we'll start with Simona, then we'll go to Jan, then we'll go to Mike, then I've got a toss up between whether Babasi or David is going to speak the most. But Simona, what would you like to say to Shania? You've never met her before.
It's the first time, and I'm really happy to be here because I'm on holiday, and usually at this time I work, so I never have a chance to come live. I only have a chance to watch the recordings. And Shania, it was wonderful. Your energy is incredible. I really, really liked it. And I really liked the story you wrote yourself and then you performed for us. So thank you very much. And
Thank you, ma'am.
So Mona is in Italy, Shania. So that's so you've now been listened to in Italy. Jan Williams is down in the East Coast in Brightlingsea in England. Jan, what did you think of Shania? You can talk about Elsa as well. You know, I mean, she exists.
I only got here late, so I only heard the last little girl. And my Christmas bear and I have been listening and thinking what wonderful stories they were. And the bear says it's a great idea. You can bring your friends with you when you tell your stories, whether they be dogs or whether they be tigers or whether they be bears. And they make the stories come to life so much. Thank you so much. I did enjoy that.
Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
Mike.
Well, I was here for all of the stories and they were all great. Shania, I loved your confidence and your energy and your use of props. So often people just tell a story and you think, oh, if you only had something there to show it, and you did that perfectly. Thank you. That was brilliant. And also, yours was okay. Yours was excellent. And I hope we're getting 3 more before your birthday.
Yeah,
I'm making it a priority. I've got the 4th, the 11th, and the 18th, and that's me done, guys.
And then as a special guest on the 15th of February, you've got to be part of the festival. And Baba C. What do you got to say, man?
Well, you know, I'm very shy, so
celebration.
No. First of all, Shania, you're wonderful. I love the way you use your I call it puppetry. I love your energy. You're so precious. I love your energy. You will not be denied when you're ready to tell a story. So I appreciate that. Umeja was also wonderful, and sweet little thing. She was so sleepy. She was trying not to nod off at the top of our hour when we began. I think she did a great job. And then, well, I made a promise. I won't call her ma'am again, but Elsa, you know, I always like you telling stories. I didn't miss the harp. I love the harp, but you don't need the harp. I'm not going to harp on that anymore. But if you play the harp, I won't complain. I just think you're wonderful, Elsa. And I just wanted to share that with you, you know. And I think you deserve to be a special guest when we do it in Marrakesh. But welcome to the adult table in 4 weeks. That's a big honor.
Yeah, she's going to blow us all away anyway.
Yes.
No,
she has some serious competition.
Keep her in this box for as long as possible.
See.
David.
I just want to say to Umaisa, who maybe will watch this later, I don't know, we'll watch this recording, and Shania, who's still with us. You're very young, and you're you're telling stories to people who have, some of us have lots and lots and lots of years telling stories to children and adults all in different parts of the world. And we all experienced storytellers, and listening to you, and we're amazed by your wonderful storytelling. And you are wonderful teachers as well, because you're teaching us how to keep it fresh and alive. And you can also be teachers for your friends and other children like you and younger than you, that, yeah, we can do it as well. So you're a wonderful ambassador, a wonderful teacher for the world for storytelling. So thank you so much. And that also goes, everything I've just said also goes for the really old, almost ancient Elsa Dixon, who must be thinking about her retirement already.
Well, now we've got the tradition. We hope to have more people next week. Sometimes we have up to 12 young tellers, but yeah, it goes a bit up and down. But I'm so glad you came this week. And coming up, of course, we're nothing this Friday, but Worldwide Story Round on Sunday, to which everyone, adults and children, are invited. That's 6 o'clock.
And Elsa.
And Elsa, who's confused about her current position. And there's but that's 6 o'clock in the evening. And then, of course, next Tuesday, we're back to this session, 4:30. So until then, thank you all. Thank you, Shania. Sorry I missed the early part.
John, maybe it's too early to say, but the first Friday of January, Simona Stambazzi and I will be telling some stories on Friday night.
So you are a double on this platform?
Oh, yes.
No, that's what I just
Do you
checking.
remember, John?
Well, that's why I haven't given it away, because I promised it to someone, and for the life of me, I couldn't remember who it was.
Well, I'm glad that I'm here to remind you.
So the first Friday in January, it's David Heathfield and Simona Stambazzi. Marvelous. Now, that's really helpful. Ali, if you're listening, you can put that in the schedule. Right, until then, good night, everyone, or good afternoon, or wherever you are in this world. Shania is probably way past your bedtime. So, sleep well, and congratulations.
I just checked, Shania, you've all been pronouncing your names in interesting ways. How do you say your name, Shania?
Shania.
Anya.
Again?
Shania.
Shania.
Shania, yeah. So David and I had it right.
Which
You cannot deny us, Shania.
Yeah. Anyway, Shania, have a good night. You better go to bed. The rest of you do whatever you do.
I'm going to lunch.
Obviously, you're celebrating Kwanzaa for at least another 5 days. So
another 4 days. Today's the 3rd day.
Okay.
So if someone walks up to you and says Habari Gani, today you tell them Ujima. That means collective work and responsibility. It means teamwork.
That's what we had tonight.
Yes. And we were talking about that. And I'm doing a program tonight for one of the big churches in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, the pastor is in the hospital with the COVID. However, we're doing it by Zoom, and I'm going to be doing that. So that'll be this evening. I got to grab some lunch, grab a quick nap, because I'm older than Elsa. I need my nap. And that's the last one, Elsa. That's the last one.
Okay, right, everyone. Ali, thank you for driving the magic carpet. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Simona. Thank you, Shania. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, John. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, everybody. I'm hungry.